If you have built a RAG system before, you know how hard it is to get it at a perfect level of accuracy, especially concerning hallucinations. In this video, I will give you one advanced RAG technique that can increase your accuracy by plus 10 or 20%. The idea or the concept we're talking about today is called hypothetical document embedding, and I'll be giving you the system design, or actually the global overview, for you to understand a bit more of the topic and be able to explain it, just in case you have this kind of question to a job interview. And I'll be giving you the code as well, so you see how to implement this concept using LangChain. So let's get started. As I mentioned in the intro, today we're talking about hypothetical document embedding. So what exactly is hypothetical document embedding, you may ask? So the concept is quite simple. Let me first give you a bit of overview here. So most of the time when you have a RAG system, and by the way, if you do not understand most of the term I have here, like RAG, vector store, and a few other concepts, I'll put a link in the description for you to learn a bit more about what RAG is and how to implement RAG using LangChain, Haystack, and LlamaIndex. So you'll have a better background, and then you can come back to the video later. So here we have a user query, a simple question like how to master AI system design. And we have a set of documents. We have a document about AI systems using Book. We have a document about subscribing to this YouTube channel. We have a document about some blog posts and other things. So what you will see here is that your question, how to master system design, is not pretty close to the kind of thing you have in your vector store. The kind of thing you have in your vector store looks like answers, which is what you're looking for, right? So trying to match a question to a set of answers will give you bad results. Why? Because the question will not contain the keyword that you're looking for that are actually in the answer. So what you're trying to do here basically is to compare to try to find out how close how to master AI system design is to a really long text talking about AI system design. So instead of trying to match the question to the documents, why not match an answer or some kind of conceptual answer to this question? So I will explain this a bit more. So let me give you an example first, or clarification of the problem. Here we have a standard RAG that you can build. You have a user query, you have an embedding, you have a vector store that contains a set of documents. So you get the user query, you embed, and you try to match it to the documents here. We are talking about here RAG agents, agentic RAG. And you'll see that probably what you will get is a document that are kind of about RAG and agents and task manager, like this one talking about generic software agents, which is not specific to RAG, or this one talking about RAG, which is not specific to agent and RAG. And you have a third document here. So if you look at the wording here, this document will be quite far from the question you have, which is about like retrieval pipeline and orchestrating road queries, which is basically RAG agents, right? But you'll miss it. Why? Because your question do not encapsulate enough context to match this kind of document. So what is the solution in this case? The solution is what we have here, this green little box here. It's basically to use AI to generate a fake answer to the question you're trying to answer, or you're trying to find documents close to. In our case, we have how to master AI system design. We prompt the LLM to generate a fake answer to that. The LLM have background knowledge, so he will be, or it will be able to give you an answer that's kind of close to what you're looking for, which is what we want, right? So when you get this answer, which is quite close to what you're looking for, it will be closer to the document that are answering your question than the question itself. I don't know if that makes sense. So in this case, instead of embedding how to make master AI system design, we'll embed a fake answer to that, an hypothetical answer to that. And this hypothetical answer will be using it to search for the document in our vector store. So how does it look like in terms of system design overall? We have the user query here. We first call an LLM to generate the hypothetical answer. We embed the hypothetical answer. we use the hypothetical answer to find related documents in our vector DB, which is way closer to the real answer than the question itself. And we pass both to an LLM to generate a final answer. Pretty simple. So let me show it to you in terms of process. Here we have our query, exactly, simple query, explain RAG agent. So first thing we do, we generate an hypothetical answer to this question. The hypothetical answer will be RAG agents combine retrieval augmented generation and agentic capabilities, maybe talking about some orchestration and things like that on how to write queries or actually retrieval tools, kind of things that are in the same sense or in the same space as RAG agents. So we have some kind of fake answer to that. When we get the fake answer, we create an embedding of it. The embedding is then used to match the document we have in our vector store. And in this case, knowing that you have a bit more context about the question, which is a fake answer, you will be able to fetch the right document from your vector store. So in the example we had above here, we actually missed the document. Why? Because the question were actually quite short and did not encapsulate enough context, to answer to be close enough to the base question, right? To the right document. Sorry. So what we have here is a fake answer, and this fake answer is way closer to an explanation of what a RAG agent will be in your vector store than the question itself. And then we use this documents to generate the final answer, and you will see that your accuracy will completely change. So let's now go to the code where I will show you how to implement this technique with LangChain and how it can improve your accuracy. So we have a simple collab here. I will share the link in the description, where we have, I think we don't need this, where we have a simple representation of an hypothetical document embedding implementation. So first of all, we need to install our packages, right? Second, you need to use your Open API key, and to use this into the collab, you need to click on the secrets and add your secret here. So don't forget to do that. Go to the OpenAI platform, generate an API key, and add it here. Then when that's done, we'll be importing all our packages here and setting up the environment variables here so that LangChain knows how to reach the OpenAI servers. So we run this here. And in the meantime, I have a set of documents here that are about RAG, agent orchestration, vector search, like the overall technical jargon about RAG and agents that we'll be using as example here. So let me just run the code here. And I will use an in-memory vector store because we are not doing something pretty complex. But in this case, we'll replace this with your vector store, which can be ChromaDB, Python, Radiate, or which other solution you would choose to use. So let's just instantiate this and have all the document embedded. That's done. And then we'll be doing a simple retrieval without any hypothetical document embedding. So the simple base retrieval first. So let me click here. What we're trying to do is like, how do I build a good QA system with LLMs, right? So you will see that the response are quite fuzzy here. It's talking about streaming and LLM streaming. We're talking about the Q&A, and it's giving you streaming response, real-time generation, and multi-step reasoning. Multi-step reasoning can make a bit sense, but it's kind of generic LLM things. We don't have any RAG knowledge here. So what we do is we use hypothetical document embedding technique here, and we passed the message or the question to an LLM to generate a fake answer to it. So we'll see the fake answer here. It's actually calling the OpenAI API. Okay, we have the answer here saying to build a robust QA system with LLM, you need this, and this. So when we then run our retrieval again, we now have an answer that's talking about RAG and RAG systems and also prompting, which is quite close to what you want to do, right? Compared to what you have here. We don't have any RAG related topic here, but we are talking about a Q&A system. So we should have a RAG. So you see the difference here. You see the difference about from embedding the question itself and embedding a fake answer to the question. You have a bit more contextual document retrieved from your vector store, and you will, by ricochet, I don't know if we say it in English, have better answers as well. So that's basically it. I just wanted to show you this technique that can save you your life someday. So I can actually drastically improve your accuracy. Thank you for watching. Next video coming will also be about advanced RAG systems, way more techniques that you'll be using or that you can actually explain in a job interview or something. So if you don't want to miss that, please don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next one. Peace.